Alright, y'all. This is going to be pre-recorded because I have to upload it to a couple of platforms. So, due to a couple of things happening, I just put the last coat on this one. This one on the bottom had a couple of white spots that didn't get epoxy on it, so I just patched that up. And then in a couple hours, this will get its final coat. This one is the one that we are going to do. I just do colors. I know a lot of girls, most of it's like 90% women are my following. So I'm going to be doing a lot of girl colors. If you would like to see a certain colors, I can do that. You just got to leave a comment down below. And I have a bunch of tumblers outside that I spray painted of hog tumblers. You won't be able to see because the bottom is spray painted, so you can't see the logo anymore, but they do come in hog boxes. I am changing my vendor. This is the biggest of all time to literally be able to say this. But compared to over the years of me selling tumblers, this is going to be one hell of a price point that cannot be beat. Compared to what other people sell and what I used to sell these at, I could sell these at $40 a tumbler without a problem. You are going to be shocked about the price that it's going down to. So, like I said, I'm doing a pre-recorded so I can upload this onto a couple of different platforms. I've already spray painted my tumbler. I do it outside. So I'm going to twist this on and make up some epoxy. Also, on Thursday, regardless of what happens, I am going to finally be taking that step that I've been lagging on of getting my LLC. I will have 2 separate LLCs. When I'm ready for the other, I will launch that one. But there are multiple reasons why, as one business owner, you have multiple accounts. It's actually the smart idea. So, while them are turning, I am just doing my measurements, and you will hear a little noise here in a minute because I'm going to use my heat gun to thin the epoxy out so it's not so thick. It's not supposed to be thick. You are supposed to heat these up in warm water. That's why you do your research before doing tumblers. So just bear with me for a minute. It doesn't take long. Everybody does their own thing. I know what I'm doing. I've been doing this for 3 years. And I watched a year of YouTube before even doing it. So if you want to learn something, YouTube it. YouTube is your best friend. You can watch how people do it differently and all that. So it all works out. So I'm going to put a stick in each one. I buy in bulk the medicine cups. They are great. They work great. especially for measuring. And as I heat it up, I stir it. These are not mixed together yet, the A and the B, which is a 1-to-1 ratio. All right, and I'm gonna check each one before mixing them together to see if they are actually 1 and 1. And they are. I also buy these in bulk. I'm going to cut it down to that line right there in between my fingers. So I have a little more of a cup to mix in than my medicine cup, because I have a little more epoxy than what can fit in one medicine cup mixed together. So I just use this tool to cut through the plastic cup. And I just put a new blade on. So I'm going to pour one in here. Make sure I scrape out as much as possible of the medicine cup. Every drop helps. I do have to order white alcohol ink so that I can do my clouds again, and like when I made I think I called it Saturn or Jupiter. It was like a black background with bright orange spots on it. Alright, so I about got and I literally scrape around. That's money you're throwing away. That, trust me, you can't afford. Now I'm going to pour the other one in. Epoxy is very expensive. Unless you're buying gallons or pallets, it's expensive. But I tell you what, it makes awesome artwork. So I scrape that one. I'll turn you just a little bit. There's my cup right there. I swear, I need more desks. I have to, I don't know. I need a bigger room. I've outgrown so many rooms, it's pathetic. I mean, on my behalf, it is very good. I'm very blessed. But I work very, very hard. Like, I have a full-time job, and I do this as well. So my time is, I swear, there's not enough time in a day. Before I go to work, I make tumblers. After I get out of work, I make tumblers. Like, I have to, literally have a lot stocked up. Like, a bunch of purple and white, a bunch of purple and pink, but the awesome part about this is no two cups are the same. So when you get that cup, nobody else gets that cup. That's why I like to do it. Not everybody has the same thing. It does its own thing. It is what it is. So I'm going to mix this. I do switch directions until it comes from cloudy to clear. And I make sure that I also scrape the sides and the bottom, because otherwise your epoxy will not cure right. And always, with epoxy tumblers, a reminder, they cannot go in the dishwasher. They're not supposed to. It's hand wash. As long as you take care of it, it'll take care of you. You don't leave it in the sun. That's just what it is. It's like with most chemicals. It's nothing new. So this is just about ready. I'm just going to make sure that I got, especially in the ring of the bottom of the cup, the sides, and the bottom platform of the cup. All right. So because this one is a metallic, which is like a dark pink, I gotta shake it up. That box is empty. I need to buy gloves in bulk. I go through about probably, if I'm doing one tumbler, I go through 3 or 4 sets of gloves. Actually, I'll probably do this color. Just this color on a white. I think it's really interesting when you're doing alcohol ink tumblers, how you put like a purple on and it turns blue. I don't really understand that, but it's okay. It does what it wants to do. So it was a pink and blue. So without being too touchy, I'm going to move that one over a little bit. And I'm going to bring this one down a little bit towards me. Yeah, see, I have scales right here. I don't use them. You just got to find your knick-knack, that's all. So I'm going to pour a little at a time. Wipe it around my finger. I went out today to get some spray paint, and I tell you what, it was awesome to see some of my coworkers and previous coworkers. And definitely shout out to Jenny, you know who you are. I think that's awesome that you are still a part of my page. You are definitely an amazing person. and it was definitely awesome working with you. I tell you what, doing this sort of stuff, I really met amazing people. And to find out that a customer, when I checked on them about their tumbler that they got, and now getting the second one, um, to hear how it goes everywhere with that person, and they absolutely love it, means the world to me. I mean, just to put a smile on somebody's face means the world to me. That's just who I am and what I'm about. Um, I've never had a tumbler returned. I've never had a complaint. If I don't like it, I don't sell it. It's just, it goes in the garbage. Like, that's what it is. I'm very particular. When it's my name and my work, I will not allow it to go. So I'm just going to rub this in, pour a little more to get it thicker on the tumbler, but not to get it to come off. Probably some will drip off once I start throwing the alcohol ink on, and not just that, but heating it up as well. But yeah, it's like you go out to do a couple of things and you see employees from like 3 different employers. It's like, whoa, everybody is out today. Which I get it, it's a nice day. Absolutely. So I'm just going to get a stick. Scrape this cup. Scrape it to one side. Pull it out with a stick. And let her drizzle. Alright. Now, I'm going to take these off. I'm going to grab another pair. I need to find out what my work buys for like gloves, like what company they go through. They get massive quantities. All right, so this is called Laguna. And always, always, always get the bottom. I cannot tell you enough. Because when that drink is upside down, you want someone to see the bottom of your tumbler. Alright, so with clean gloves, after touching the alcohol ink, because some definitely does leak, we're going to heat this up just a little bit to get it to flow. And then on a low setting, I start to become impatient real quick. The bottom looks awesome. I will show you that in a minute. So I don't want to mess with the bottom no more because it's turning. Now it's starting to stretch out. Alright, I can start to see that it's going to drip, so I'm going to leave that heat alone. I'm going to look and watch for a little bit to make sure that I got a good amount of green flowing in there. It's a really pretty green, actually. And I see there's bubbles down here, but I'm going to torch them. I'm not even worried about it. The whole cup is going to get torched. So I want to make sure that green disperses. And as you see, it's more stretched out now, which is pretty cool. Now what you can do is if you don't really like the swirls that are going one way, shut off your turner, flip it back on, and it'll go the other way. There's two ways. You don't have to just go one way. So I know for up here on this blank white spot, I'm going to drop some green and let it do its thing. I love white with single colors, like a green or a purple. They're just really, really pretty. So I love how this dispersed, and really very little alcohol ink. So that spot where I dropped, I'm going to heat that up just a little bit so that it'll move. Boom. Learn to leave it alone. A very hard lesson for me. You have to learn to leave it alone. Leave it. Looks awesome. And it still has work to do anyway. So I'm going to come in here with a torch. Because it's a lot of white, I want to demolish the bubbles as much as I can. Some, because of the torch, some epoxy and alcohol ink will come off, but you don't want to keep it on there. Look, see, torch, let go. I mean, really, you can just torch this and get it to move. You don't have to use a heat gun. Everybody is different. You have to do your own thing. Just because one person is successful at doing something doesn't mean you're going to be too, because you're doing it as well. That's how you're going to fail. You really have to look for bubbles. But I tell you what, this year these tumblers are going to fly so fast, it's going to be gone before I blink. Not even joking. If someone sees this video and they have a store and they're interested in putting them in, I don't mind doing like a contract with you. But as far as me going wholesale with these, I can't do that. Because I'm already lowering them at the lowest that I can really go. Um, but I definitely appreciate the love and the support. Just gotta make sure. It takes a while to catch all these bubbles in the epoxy. That's why it's good to heat up your epoxy, because it prevents less bubbles. Oh, that one won't pop. It's annoying. I don't like any bubbles. I mean, nobody's going to be as close up as I am, but like I said, if it's my name that I'm putting out there, I am going to put 1,000%. You can't be like, oh, throw epoxy and, oh, well, hey, here you go. Here's it. And you're looking at it like, what the is this? Like, seriously, what the hell is this? Like, what are them? Because a lot of people don't know. That's damn bubbles. Pop! Okay, them went. I think that's looking pretty good. Just gonna have probably a couple more go-arounds. To make sure. But yes, I've been searching for a company that files for your LLC. The bottom totally changed. It's not cool no more, at least in my eyes. But you give it a heat, some of that color will come off and do its own swirly thing. It's actually pretty cool. You have to learn how to use things. That's the thing. Okay, I have a torch and a cup and alcohol ink. What do I do with it? Learn. Just because someone tells you on YouTube doesn't mean that you're going to do it the same way they're actually doing it. I mean, I really don't even use a little torch like this. It's because it's all I got. Okay? This girl don't mess around. This girl uses these torches. I ain't got time. When I sell as many tumblers as I do, I ain't got time for an inky dinky. I don't. So, let's see. The bottom definitely changed, but it still has some white in there, and it's got the swirls. So, it is what it is. That's what happens. So, all right, y'all. In about 4 hours, that's going to be cured. That, okay. It will have its clear coat put on. So, by tonight, this tumbler is going to be done and in the box and ready to be sold. This one, in about 4 hours, is going to be done, sold. This one will be done tonight. After the spots finish up, I'm going to do the clear coat, in the box, ready to be sold. And then we can do 3 more new ones. So on that note, thanks for hanging out with me, and peace and love y'all.